Hello, welcome back to the garage today, or should I say outside the garage today, right next door to it. Today we're going to be changing the oil and filter on my Generac whole home generator. This model is the 20 kW model. It runs on propane for those who are wondering. But this procedure should be pretty standard for most of the whole home style. Maybe just check out your manual, see if there's any differences. I'll kind of give you a start to finish rundown of how to do it. So you're going to want to unlock the lid. There's locks on both sides. You're going to use the key to unlock that and then raise the lid, kind of put it in this position that you see right here. So what I'm going to do is going to go in, take it out of auto mode. Sorry, by pressing down there. Now the generator is going to start and run for about 10 minutes. And the reason I'm doing that is to get the oil nice and hot for when I drain it. Hot oil drains better than cold oil. Make sure when you're running it for 10 minutes, you're going to want to shut this lid back down. So that way you're getting proper cooling through the unit. Make sure if you have your unit kind of like mine near a flower bed, you're keeping the air intake side nice and clear of any vegetation, and the discharge side as well. We have a small plant, but it's not harming anything. So we're going to let this run for 10 minutes and then we'll check back in. Okay, so while our generator is warming up, I'm going to take some time just to kind of show you what's in the kit. Generac makes these kits. It's kind of nice. So what they do is they give you 2 quarts of their branded synthetic oil. You get the oil filter here. They give you a disposable paper funnel for filling it, which is kind of nice, I guess. And then they give you this pig pad, which is an absorbent pad. You put it down, so that way if any oil spills, this will suck it right up, and then you can dispose of this in accordance with your local laws. So nice little kit. Got it off of Amazon. 45 bucks. Yeah, it's expensive for 2 quarts of oil and a filter, but you pay for the convenience and knowing that what you have is right. This unit has a 7-year warranty on it, so I can at least show that I use their stuff in it in case there's an issue down the road with warranty. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. We are now going to shut off the generator. Basically, we're going to press the off button. We are going to wait until it shuts down there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the back. And on the back side of the generator, there's a switch. We're going to turn that off just so it cannot turn on while we are changing the oil. Obviously, we do not want this to start when there's no oil in it or with our hands inside. So now I have the generator in service position, so I have the lid back open. Then you have to take the front panel off so you can access everything. So that's real easy. Once the lid's open, you just grab that panel, lift it up, slide it out, and just put it off to the side somewhere where you won't accidentally step on it and damage it. Okay, so this is our engine. This is the engine portion. This is your generator portion. Obviously, the engine turns the generator. It creates the electricity. I'm sure you know that. So one of the things I like to do before I drain the oil, I just like to open the fill, make sure I can get that off with no issues, so that way I don't drain the oil and then find out I got a problem where I can't get the oil back into the unit. So I got my cap off, which is good. Got my dipstick here. I'm just going to pop that open. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is right here, this is your oil drain tube. And basically it just stays up over here. It's held in with this retainer. So you just push the retainer over and you can unsecure the tube, bring the tube out, and if I zoom out here, there we go. So now we have the tube, the oil drains out of it, and we will just remove this petcock at the end. And our oil has begun to flow. So put this up here, out of the way, but safekeeping, and we'll let the oil flow. The oil's in really good shape. Honestly, in the last 2 years since this was changed, we haven't really had a power outage for maybe more than 30 minutes, and I think that was the longest one we had. Maybe we had some 5-minute ones. We got the generator because we were getting power outages in the 2 to 3 day range. So we ordered the generator, had it installed. It took about 8 months because it was during the whole shutdown. And we got it, and 3 days later, the utility company went right down our feed and cleared everything out probably 30 feet back from the lines, which was causing all our power outage issues, with trees falling down on the lines and such. So is what it is. Like I told my wife, we'll never be without power, so that's good. So I'm gonna let this drain and then we will check back in. Okay, so while our oil is draining into the drain pan, I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil filter. Now, remember, this has been running, right? You ran it for 10 minutes to get the oil hot. This filter is gonna be hot. It's manageable. It's just going to be hot, so be ready for it. My generator has the optional oil heater, which is basically this sleeve that sits on the oil filter, and it monitors temperature, and when the temperature gets down to freezing, that turns on and keeps the oil in the filter warm, which I'm sure then transfers in the heat into the block. That's the hope anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off, see if I can do it with my hand. Yep. All right, so we're just gonna back this off. So this is why they give you the absorbent pad. So you're gonna wanna put your pig pad or your oil absorbent pad down here in the machine, because you're gonna lose some. So once you unscrew that, you're gonna wanna get it off quick. There we go. It is off. So then we'll take the new filter. Basically, you're gonna take that off. Just gonna put a little oil around this seal here and try to get it back on as quick as possible. Keep the mess to a minimum. Hand tight. You don't need to go nuts with this. There we go. Okay, so we've got our filter on. Now we're going to take our optional oil heater. We're going to slide it right back on like that. Now your oil filter is changed. Okay, so our oil has been drained out. I got about 2 quarts in the pan, which is good because that's what it takes. So basically just going to take our cap here, drain out any residual that might be sitting in the hose the best we can. We're down the drips. I'm good with that. Put our cap back on. Snug it. Don't go crazy with it. And then we're going to hang it back up here in the holder. Make sure you re-secure it so it doesn't come loose and come off on you. Kind of a safety, right? So even if that cap were to become loose, as long as this is up and above the oil level, you're not going to leak any. So make sure you've got that secured back up there. So now we've drained our oil, we've changed our filter. So now what we can do is go and add our fresh oil. Okay, so we're ready to add our oil. We've got our paper funnel that Generac gave us. You can put it in there like that. It's you know, it is what it is. If you don't have a funnel, they gave it to you, you can use it. I have a vast collection of funnels, so I'm going to use this one here, and I'll keep it in there just like that. You're probably going to have to hold it, whatnot. That's fine. I'm okay with it. So I'm going to grab my oil here. First, that it has the seal on it. That seal off. Make sure you get it out of the way. You don't want that going into your motor. So I'm just going to grab my funnel. I'm going to hold it. Remember, your engine's still a little hot, and we're just going to pour the oil in nice and slow. We don't want it to drain back out all over our hot engine. I'm good when it stops and pouring and becomes a drip. I'm not going to sit here for an hour and try to get every last ounce out of the bottle, because I'm positive I didn't get every last ounce out of the engine. So I'm not that concerned about it being underfilled. Grab our second quart and load that one in. Remember, nice and slow. Don't want to make a mess. Don't want to overload the funnel. New oil is a nice golden color and honestly doesn't look too much cleaner than the oil I drained out. They're saying it's going to be a harsh winter here in the Northeast this year. I want to make sure this generator is ready to go. So, all right, we're down to drips. Make sure my funnel is empty. Pull that out, put it off to the side, and we can put our cap back on. So now, we're going to check the level of the oil. Just grab some paper towels, grab your dipstick, first pull, don't even care what it reads. We're going to clean it off and reinsert it. So my level's good. I'm just above the full dot on the dipstick. I'm happy with that. I'm going to run it though, get all this oil through the filter, then let it sit for a few minutes, and we'll check the oil level again. That way we've pushed all the oil through the filter and it's back all through the crankcase, and we don't have to worry about an erroneous reading. So do that now. Okay, so I've turned the emergency off switch on the back of the unit back on, and on the display it told me to push off and then enter. And once I did, it brought this message up on the display, you know, service performed, because the app was telling me it was time for an oil change, and the status light on the side of the unit that's normally green was green and yellow, telling me I had a service that was due. So I did the service, so I am going to press yes equals the enter button. So I'm going to press the enter button and push auto to restart in automatic mode, and then I'm going to press manual, start it up. I'm going to let it run for a few minutes. I'm going to look for any leaks around the filter, any leaks around my drain hose. Listen for any noises, like it might not be boiling. If it is, get right on that off button. So I'm going to give it about 5 minutes of run, and then I'm going to let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll come back and set the oil up. All right, we're back. I ran it for 5 minutes. I've let it sit for about 3 minutes. So now we're going to check our oil level. First pull, we're just going to wipe it off and offer that up to the gods of motor oil. I'll put it back in, give it a minute, not a minute, a second, and I'm going to look at my level. So it's probably going to be very hard to see, but basically you want the level between these two dots right here. My level is literally at the F in full. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to try to siphon anything out. To me, that's well within the range of acceptability. So, you know, if it were up here or something like that, then I'd be concerned. But right at that top dot, I'm very happy with that. So I'm just going to wipe it. We're going to put it back in, and we're going to call this done. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put this back in auto. Green light's on. That means it's ready to run. So we're done. Just clean up your mess, dispose of your oil in accordance with your local laws. You put your front cover back on, drop down your lid, lock it up, and you're good for another 2 years. So this was the maintenance A. I don't believe I stated that at the beginning. Maintenance A, so just oil and a filter, and check your battery, which the battery is fine. We should be good to go, ready for the upcoming winter. Thanks for joining me today outside Big J's garage. If you like the video, click like. If you want to hear about more videos similar to this or about my Hondas, click subscribe and you'll be notified. Look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.